the video recording for the Intersect 1 model. Okay, so you should have the handout with the Intersect drawing in front of you, and just open a regular blank AutoCAD screen, and we will begin. When you're using the Intersect command, and I love the Intersect command, you just draw the outlines of objects. So we won't be doing all those hidden lines and things like that that you see in the center of some of these outlines. I'm going to begin with the rectangle command and click right here and type at 3, 4. Okay, so that gets me the top view. All right. From there, I am going to, let's see, I have object tracking on and polar. That would be good. So I could track down from this corner, and I could start the front view. I'll click right here and go down another 1.5 inches. I know I have to come over 3 inches, correct? Up 1.5 inches. It says over 0.75, down 1/2 inch. And I know it's going to be over 1.5 inches, but if I didn't want to do the math in my head, I suppose I could come from this side and come over 0.75 and down 1/2 inch and connect those. Okay. That's all I want from my front view, just the outline. Same thing with the side view. Track over here. Okay, I know that this edge is 1.5 inches because I get that dimension from the front view down there. I know that this is 4 inches because my rectangle is 4 inches. I'm given this 1/2 inch right here, and I'm going to end my line command right there and start a new line right up here and come down 2 inches and then just connect the two of these. Okay. Same thing for this view. All I want is the outline. I do want the circle over here in the rectangle because it's going to be a hole that goes through this 3D model when it's finished. So it's a diameter circle. I'll come right up here and get circle. I think I'm going to shift and right click and use the snap from. Okay. From this corner, because I have a couple dimensions from that corner. I know I need the @ symbol, and it looks like I'm going in the minus X direction and the minus Y direction from that corner. Okay, so at minus 1.5 comma minus 1.5, enter. There's the center of my circle, and it has a diameter of 1, and enter. Okay. Now I want to make all of these things into regions. Okay. Region is in the Draw toolbar. If I'm here in my 2D drafting and annotation, I would have to select the little down arrow right here, and the bottom row, that very first button, would be region right there. Okay. I'm going to click everything by clicking up here and letting go, and then clicking down here, clicking everything with a big green window, and press enter. And down here by my command line, it says 4 regions created. That's exactly what I want to see. Okay. Now if I'd like to see those regions, because when you take an outline and turn it into a region, it has surface area. So if I want to see those regions, up here in this corner, I have 2 different lists. One is the view, one is the visual style. Under visual style, if I click 2D wireframe and click on conceptual, oh, I can see, yes, I did make those into surfaces. Okay. The best thing for me to do right now would be to change my workspace. Okay. Down next to the status bar is a little gear right here. I want to click on this gear. It says workspace switching. Click on that gear and go to 3D modeling, because I'm going to need some 3D modeling tools for this. Okay, my ribbon has now changed. Okay. Now if I wanted to get region, it would be here under draw, and it would be right there. Okay. All right, I am going to have to do a subtract. I need to subtract the circle from the rectangle so that it has a hole. And in order to do that, I have a hard time getting hold of the circle when they're both regions. I'll temporarily change conceptual back to 2D wireframe. I can type the word subtract if I want. I also have these Boolean editing commands, these ones that are double rings like this. The middle one is subtract. If I first select what you're going to subtract from, that's the rectangle, and press enter. And then select what you want to subtract, and that's the circle, and press enter. I can go back to conceptual now. And yes, now I have a hole through this. Okay. Where it says top, I'm going to click that word and go down to southeast isometric. Okay, I want to start looking at this thing in a 3D orientation. Okay, there we go. Whoops, I didn't want to make it that small. There, all right. I want to use, our nifty, great 3D rotate tool that I just really, really like to stand up the side view and the front view. So side view, press enter, and then I've got to park it. I'm going to park it on a corner. I'm going to select the green ribbon and click on that because that's the one I want to rotate it on, and type 90 and enter, and guess I should have typed a minus 90 for that one. Let's undo that. Rotate, select the object and enter, park it on the corner, select the green ribbon, and type minus 90. Okay. And now I want to rotate and stand up the front. 3D rotate, right here. Click the front and enter. Park my ribbon on a corner. Well, this time I want to rotate on the red ribbon, so I will click that and type 90. Oh, good, I didn't need a minus 90 for that one. I want to move them into place now. Here's move, right up here in your modify panel, or you can type M and enter. I'm going to select this object and enter. My base point is going to, so I need O snaps on. My base point is going to be this end point right here. I got intersection instead of end point, but it should be the same. And I'm moving it to this end point right there. Okay. Then I'm moving the other item, the side. Move the end point of this bottom corner to this same back end point of the rectangle. Okay. Now I want to extrude each one of these forms, and I can extrude it much farther than it needs to be extruded even, in order to get a hold of some of them, because once I extrude this bottom, it's going to block the side and the back. So I'm going to go back to 2D wireframe just for a moment. Okay. And we'll extrude all three of these. Here's extrude right here. I can extrude the bottom, select that and enter, and then just pull upward and click. I really extruded it an excessive distance, didn't I? I can extrude the side view. Let's click that right here and enter. Yeah, nice, another extravagant distance. Okay. And then let's extrude the back. I'll click on that, or it actually was the front, wasn't it? And pull that in this direction. Okay. Okay. I'm going to press enter to be out of extrude, and I'm going to change it back to, I think enter put me back into extrude. I had to hit escape over there. Back to conceptual. Well, this is what I have. Okay. I just love the intersect command. It is right here at the bottom of these Boolean editing commands. the ones with the double rings like this. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to do a green window that at least gets a portion of each one of those solids, and press enter. And there's my Intersect 1 solid form ready to go into the drop box. So just think of how many different shapes you could get by drawing the outline of the bottom, and then the outline of the front and the outline of one side, turning them into regions and lining them up, extruding them, and then using that Intersect button right there. Okay, good luck with this one, folks.